I have a problem. I have no storage.
That's not good enough.
In anything. In that PC, kind of just all my PCs. This isn't something new. It's kind of something I've been dealing with in the most convoluted way possible for quite some time. Now the PC that I have, well, the PC case that I have is the 011 Dynamic XL from Lee & Lee, and I specifically chose that case because in the back of it, it has 4 bays for big old hard drives, and I figured that I could use that for my video editing, my YouTube channel. I could store stuff on that long-term wise, and I would never run out. And I was wrong. Now one would say it'd be a smart thing to just have a NAS for something like that, but at the time I didn't want to deal with, you know, the whole process of a NAS, so I figured that'd be good enough. You know, and it was for a while, but you know how it is. You have a problem, you know that there's solutions out there that exist that are specifically designed to combat this problem, but you don't want to learn a new system or new software, so you just continue suffering. But no more. When TerraMaster reached out and asked if I want to check out their new F8 SSD Plus NAS, I finally said yes. Now TerraMaster isn't the first company to reach out to me and ask if I want to try one of their NAS setups, but it's the first time I said yes to one of them, and I did so because this is an SSD NAS, which I think will work out for what I need pretty good. Because I do a lot of video editing for my YouTube channel, mostly, I figured that an SSD NAS would be great. It would allow me to store videos on it long term, along with like pictures and other little things I don't need on that PC. And then if I was working on a new video and I wanted to pull some old info or old footage from the NAS, I could do so and be able to edit it because it's fast enough. Generally, a NAS that uses SSDs is better in a lot of ways than a NAS that uses regular hard disk drives, for things like video editing specifically. Now, in the interest of transparency, I should probably preface all this that I'm about to say. When it comes to network storage, basically a noob. I'm pretty green at this. This video is kind of just meant for people like myself that think a NAS would be a good fit for them or good solution to the problem they have, but don't really want to deal with mess with it. Now, if you are somebody that's more seasoned, you're like a seasoned veteran of network storage and looking for more higher level knowledge, I would recommend going to like Level 1 Tech's Wendell over there.
What's going on?
The dude understands network storage, network, everything. It's one of the channels I use as a good resource to figure out what disk drives I should use, what specifically for this video in this NAS, I figured use him to help me figure out what SSD would be good for a NAS setup. The dude he just gets it. Go check him out. I, on the other hand, just want to talk about the F8 from TerraMaster that was sent over to me and how the experience went setting it up, getting it online, and how transferring files went. And I'll tell you how I made some comically obvious errors, and in hindsight, it's pretty dumb. I'm pretty dumb. Anyways, like I said, the reason I decided to finally set up a NAS in the first place was because this was an SSD NAS, and SSD NASs do have some advantages, like I said, over hard disk drive NAS. Some of those being faster read and write speeds. Durability on SSDs is generally better. Like there's no moving parts in an SSD, so they tend to kind of fail slowly over time, whereas hard disk drives, they do work for a long time, but if they do fail, they kind of just, maybe one day you walk downstairs, you turn your PC on, and it just doesn't work anymore, which is a huge deal if you have a bunch of data on there that you need, and this thing just stops working out of the blue. They also have lower latency, quieter operations, but it's not all rainbows and unicorns, so I've learned. Currently, cost is a huge factor in why somebody would choose hard disk drives over SSDs. You can get a much, much larger hard drive than you can solid state drive. Seems pretty obvious. For example, this 8 terabyte Iron Wolf from Seagate cost me like 150 bucks. But if you wanted like an 8 terabyte M.2 2280 SSD that fits in here, you're looking more around $679, maybe even $1,000, which is a bit more. That's more. So there's that. Also, hard disk drives, if they don't unexpectedly die, will pretty much last forever. I have old drives like this, old versions of this, slower versions of this that have been in old PCs, pulled out, put in new PCs, threw in storage, pulled out of storage, plugged back in, and they always seem to work. I've actually never even had one die on me yet, but they're slow. And the elephant in the room that we probably all know, a lot of people watching this know, is that solid state drives do have a finite amount of write cycles that they can kind of go through before they just can't do it anymore. In some aspects, if you want to have a NAS, you might not really need a solid state drive. If you're just looking for long-term storage for family videos or pictures or documents you don't plan on pulling down or looking at very often, you just want to throw them on a big old hard drive and store them away, a hard drive is probably the best bet for that, but if you're looking someone like me that wants to be able to jump onto the NAS, pull out some old footage and reuse it and maybe edit off of it, then an SSD setup is the way to go. This NAS right here is the F8 SSD Pro from TerraMaster, and it retails on Amazon right now for $7.99. It has 8 storage bays, which are compatible with 2280 M.2s with a maximum storage capacity of 8 terabytes per drive, so you get a total raw storage of 64 terabytes. Now that total storage capacity is, yes, 64 terabytes if you populate them all with 8 terabyte drives, but based on how you set it up with what RAID you use or whatever, you're not going to really get to use all 64 terabytes of that NAS knowledge. I guess it's RAID knowledge. I told you I'm new at this. The F8 SSD Plus processor in this specific unit is an Intel i3 N305, and the NAS itself has one single SODIMM slot, which comes populated with a single SODIMM 16 gig stick of non-ECC DDR5. Now that stick can be replaced with another one. It supports up to 32 gigs. As for I/O, you get one HDMI, 3 USB 3.2s, you get 2 Type A's and 1 Type C. They're all capable of 10 gigabits per second. You get one RJ45 network jack that's also capable of 10 gigabits per second as well. Form factor wise, this thing's pretty small, as you can see, which is nice for me because it lives upstairs by my gateway. So it kind of just lives in the corner. It doesn't make a lot of noise. It's nice. To get into the internals, you just take out this single little thumb screw and the whole inside just slides right out of the case. It's real simple. It also comes with these little tiny heat sinks. You get 8 of them for obviously your SSDs, and you attach these to your SSDs with these little, I don't know, they kind of look like rubber bands. We'll say this much, they do work. I'll give them that. They don't work that good. If you stretch these even a little bit larger than what their final shape is going to be when they're holding this thing on, they'll break. I broke quite a few of these things, but in the end, I was able to get enough of them on there to hold the heat sinks onto the 4 solid state drives that I'm using. The drives that I chose are the T-Create from Teamgroup, and I have 4 sticks, and I chose those specific drives because they're kind of creator focused drives, and Wendell said they were good, so that's what I'm using. Now originally my plan was to set up this NAS, or whatever NAS I eventually got around to setting up, in RAID 5 because I thought that was a good balance of storage capacity, redundancy, and performance based on what I've read. However, after researching this specific NAS, this one from TerraMaster, I'm going to go with what they offer, which is called T-RAID, which is essentially RAID 5 on steroids. It has better flexibility, they say, and it can use different drive sizes and even types within the same NAS. They also claim improved fault tolerance, and it can handle, I guess, multiple drive failures, which is good. And you should get better performance, particularly in write speeds, they claim, using T-RAID. And you get faster rebuild times, and after learning all that stuff about T-RAID, I was like, sounds better. I'll use that. I just hope it's not a pain to set up. And good news, it wasn't. This thing's actually already set up. It was, I'm gonna be honest, it was easy enough that it was embarrassing. I should have done this for a long time. I've been messing around with swapping drives and moving files and deleting old stuff that I don't need for so long, and I didn't have to, which is a real bummer. How I set the F8 SSD Plus up was by going to TerraMaster's website, and under the support tab, you'll find a download links. They do have a little card that comes in the little box that has a QR code that you can scan on your phone and download an app, and it'll walk you through the setup. But since I was using it on this PC, I just thought it was easier to go to the website. You're then taken to a page where you input the specifics of the NAS that you're trying to set up from TerraMaster. They make a lot of other drives. You just tell them how many bays you have, which one it is, and it takes you to the download links. And what you're looking for is the desktop assistant, and you're looking for whatever operating system you're using. In my case, it was Windows. Once it downloaded, the TNAS PC setup wizard just opened, and it just walks you through the setup. You essentially just click a whole bunch of times. And as long as this is powered on and connected to your network, the software just finds it. I don't know how it did it, but that was one of my concerns, is if I get this thing set up on my network, how do I find it and how do I set it up? And it really was an issue. It was just there. I just selected it, and when you select it, you can initialize it. Once it's initialized and configured, just give it a name, you give it a password, you set up a security email, you're pretty much good to go. Once that's all done, you go to your storage pool, and it should show you all the drives you have installed. I have 4, so I saw 4. If you saw 3, you know there was a problem, but I saw all 4 drives. I selected all of them because that's all the drives I wanted in the storage pool. And because I was using T-RAID and I wasn't setting up anything like RAID 5, RAID 2, 3, 4, whatever money there is, you just click go and it synchronizes. Once it's synchronized, the drive's just ready to use. It was right there on my desktop. I could select it. I could go make folders in it. I could drag and drop files to it. I was pretty happy for a minute. This is where my oversight kind of came in here. I was pretty excited that it was so easy to set up, and I just immediately started dragging old YouTube videos off my computer and throwing them over to my NAS, and I was like, I can't wait to see those 10 gigabit speeds. And they never were there. I was bummed. I was like, this thing's capable of 10 gigabit 7. Why don't I see it? And then I realized, yeah, that's capable of 10 gigabits per second, but that's the only thing on my network that is. My computer is number 2. It has a port for 2.5, which is nowhere near 10, but the little switch I have back in the mechanical room, that's 1. My old Asus gaming gateway is 1, so I was pretty much locked down to 1 gigabit per second file dump to this, and I was dropping a lot of files, so it was going to take a while. It seems pretty obvious, doesn't it? Like, yeah, that's fast, but what about, it's a network drive. What's the other stuff in your network doing? Just kind of right over my head. I told you I was pretty new to this. I know my system or my network needs upgraded. My Asus gaming gateway it's pretty old. It's been working for a while. I do have issues with it kind of being weird and having to be rebooted a lot. So I knew I was going to update that. The Switch, that's a pretty easy update. I don't really need to build a new PC. This is still really good for gaming. It would be nice to have 10 gigabit per second speeds out of it. But for the time being, everything got over there. I might not be able to pull footage like I wanted to edit with it. I guess I'll find out when I'm editing this video. For the most part, I got all the files off my PC. My PC now has all the space in the world for new projects, new videos, and this thing's actually now full, which is a bummer, but also good that I use the T-RAID because I can now populate those 4 empty slots with larger SSDs, and because T-RAID supposedly can use different disk sizes, it's within the same RAID, it should be able to figure it out. The worst part of this whole setup, this whole process, was learning that I built it up in my mind to be something unobtainable when it was pretty darn simple. So if you are like myself and you're like, I could use a NAS, but I'm not dealing with that, I don't want to learn all that crap, I don't know how to set it up on my network, it's really not that bad. If you get this guy, you should be just as happy as I am. You click a whole bunch of times and it's just ready to go. So I'll leave links to all this stuff down below, and I'll see you next time.